and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round number 3, season 3, and to my second video of today, technically. And the reason why I'm releasing 2 videos of today is because I haven't got much going on today, and yeah, my plans have changed. So I thought I'd release another video to treat you guys to another video then today. Career mode, round number 3, season 3, of course, the Chinese Grand Prix. I, for one, cannot wait to get into it, of course. So what we need to do, we need to go to career mode, and we'll go to that. Then that is that done, and we'll get into season 3 then, or round number 3. Obviously, last time out at the Bahrain Grand Prix, we lost our championship lead in the constructors to Red Bull Racing, so we hope to get that back. It's only 3 points, so it's a very narrow lead between them and us, so not many points makes the difference right now. However, of course, we are hoping to get you know, decent amount of points this race weekend. Obviously, like always, we're gonna switch things up in terms of the R&D, sort of you know, to get them resource points. That's what I'm trying to say. And obviously, we'll keep to the same format in qualifying. So yeah, you know, obviously that doesn't become too confusing. But yeah, you know, we're gonna hopefully aim for a race win, because I really do like this circuit. And I know that seems high, but I honestly do like this circuit. And I think this circuit actually will suit me and the car. Okay, so, you know, this hopefully will be a nice circuit for us, the Silver Arrows. Obviously, this is where Nico Rosberg won, I believe, 2 Grand Prix during his Formula 1 career. First race win here was back in 2012 for him, of what I'm aware, and I believe he also won in 2016 around this circuit, obviously. So this circuit does, I feel personally, myself, suit the Mercedes car in general. It should in theory as well. So anyway, we're doing basically, of what I'm aware, the tyre management practice program. So through turn 1 into turn 2. Right. A little bit late. Obviously, if you don't know what I did earlier, please go check out the video. Basically, I'm doing a new series, sort of like classic car sort of series, before some of, obviously, the 2019 Formula 1 cars will be released very shortly indeed, starting with things on Thursday with Haas. Then we gotta wait till, I believe it's Monday, then for the one after that to be released. Right, up the hill, open up the DRS. Raikkonen doing a very lovely job of getting his car right now on pole, on super soft tyres. Oh dear, oh dear, we've done a, who did that? I think Giovinazzi did that, I remember, back in 2017, did a very similar characteristic mistake. Right, that's that done. Right, now we'll get on to the next practice program, of course, and we'll see how we can do in that. So we'll do fuel management, because I don't think we've done this one yet, this season. Do correct me if I'm wrong, obviously. And then, obviously, that'll be practice program done for today. We'll just put on a setup onto the car, and hopefully, yeah.
aggressive on the power, but remember, you still have to beat the minimum lap time.
So build up the power, of course, in this lift and coast. Right, some corners you can't lift and coast around it. There's only a few. And this is going to be, I think, quite tough to master. When you're using fuel all the way down this straight. Then you need to get braking right. Oh, this is... I don't know whether that's the best we can do. Yeah, I think that's the best we're gonna do. We've beaten the target time, and yeah, we did. Like, that's a very tough actual program, because obviously it requires you to sort of keep up a good pace, but at the same time, don't go too fast. Otherwise you will, you know, run out of fuel. So, right, there we go. That's the top three. As you can see, it's only practice, remember. So they don't mean anything, as he was gonna say. But nonetheless, you do get a little bit of experience, obviously, from it all. So yeah, you do have to learn how to do it. Otherwise, you know, you could end up having 0 resource points at the end of the day, and that will not be good. So yeah, you know, looking forward to the Chinese qualifying then here, obviously. So yeah, cannot wait to jump into this Chinese qualifying. Aim has to always be the top 10. In a car though like this, you have to aim maybe for top 5 and even pole position. Like, you can't rule out pole position until you get to that crunch time sort of thing. You know, and yeah, you know, obviously, that's what we're gonna have to do here. See what we can do then, with around this circuit. So we're gonna put on a setup, of course, for this circuit, just to help us out a little bit. We're gonna run 5 4-wings. I believe 5 4-wings will help us. Will give us enough downforce, and will also give us plenty of straight line speed. It is nice and sunny, which is always good. I like a sunny race, and a sunny qualifying. Just helps out a little bit extra in terms of, you know, getting the car to its peak, if you know what I mean. Because obviously, when you're running on a wet track, don't get me wrong, it's more of a challenge, and, you know, I don't mind a good old challenge. But, at the same time, you can't optimize the car. Now, it looks quite hot as well, this circuit does. So I'm going to take a nice cool out lap here. Because obviously, I don't know whether you know, okay, but around the Chinese circuit, China is a high demand circuit, meaning it requires a lot on the front tyres, and realistically all the tyres. So the tyres don't really last long around this circuit, which obviously isn't that great when it comes to racing, I guess. You know, it does mean you have to more or less follow the same strategy, because otherwise, if you don't follow the same strategy as everyone, you can easily get undercut here at a circuit like this. However, having said that, also there also is chance for also multitude of strategies. So, you know, especially at a place like this in China. Now, we're going to let this car go through. That's Stoffel Van Dorn, because he seems to be on a slightly faster outlap. I'm only going out nice and slowly, not because I'm saving time, well yeah, because I'm saving tyres, but also to keep the tyre temps down, because they will rise very quickly on our flying lap. And obviously I don't want them to be hot now, overheating the tyres. I want them to be in the optimal zone, so we just have just enough traction. Anyway, out of that then corner, out of the hairpin, and we're going to now set off on hopefully what will be our flying lap then here at the Chinese circuit, down into turn 1, or should I say up into turn 1. It's a long turn 1. This is multiple lines you can take through here. I tend to take that line majority of the time, so yeah, you know, obviously I find that to be the better of the lines. Then out of turn 2, down into turn 3. Some refer this to turn 4, but I certainly refer to it as turn 3 through turn 4. This is one of the crunch moments for the tyres, as the tyres are just hanging on. You're literally full lock in terms of for the speed around there. And out of that double left-hander, don't take too much curb on the right, but you know, doesn't matter. Through here, this corner really difficult in a qualifying lap, and on all laps really around here. Then up the hill, you're literally now just letting your engine do the talking, whilst you literally sit there and literally let the car power you up that hill. Sort of broke a little bit early, then came off the brake a little bit through the final corner, and that is a huge difference between Van Dorn and myself. A 1:31.7. I have no idea how that's going to compare to obviously the others, but I think that's pretty nice. I can safely probably say, even if we don't go out again, that is a top 10 time. And probably a top 5. Maybe even top 3. Who knows. But anyway, right now, Bottas, my teammate, can't even beat it. So yeah, you know, Vettel sets a new fastest lap, so I think we're up there. Based on Vettel, if you know what I mean. Because Vettel, you know, he's in probably the fastest car on the grid. So we must be up there with Sebastian, I would have liked to think. Right, next car coming through is a Sauber. It's, I believe, Ericsson. Just getting out of his way, making sure I don't impede him whilst on an in lap back to my pit box. Now, if we've got enough time, I'm going to check whether we've got any soft compound tyres, because I may actually try and do something else here. I may actually try to qualify on the soft tyres. So if we've got any soft tyres, I might utilise them for one lap, if we've got the time, of course, because I don't want to come out, you know, do a long out lap like we did, and then not be able to make it back round for a third lap if needed. But then the big question is, would the softs get me maybe better lap time? Because there's no point in going out if the softs won't give me better performance or lap time, in theory. Right, there's Vettel, obviously, well, right now, provisional pole sitter, should I say. Obviously, pole position isn't confirmed as of yet. I'm just going to see whether or not we would have time to do our out lap and then an in lap. And if we've got any. No, we don't. So, we might as well just then skip forward, because I don't want to waste multiple sets here, because tyre wear, as I say, can be quite high. Just going to have a look, though, at the top few. Well, overall, 6/10. But look at the difference between myself and my teammate. Big difference. But yeah, you know, overall, not a bad lap. But I would like to do better. In terms of championship, of course, that's what we've got to think of as well. Right. Yeah. Now... Alright, we're going to go out now.
All clear the garage, please. Car ready to leave.
Right, so we're going out now for a second lap here at the Chinese Grand Prix circuit of Shanghai in the bid for what could be pole position. I don't want to say will be pole position. In fact, to get pole position, we do have to probably do quite a bit of work, in all fairness. So obviously right now battling for track position, or giving away track position should I say. So yellow flag. Car behind me. Just let that car through. Then I'm gonna move to this side quickly whilst the next car comes through. Oh, it's rocking. Obviously, as I say, don't want to impede anyone on any laps. If anyone's on a flying lap, of course. So that's why I'm getting off the racing line. Alright, that should be the final car for quite some distance now. Right, out final corner, cross the line, now starting our final lap. How will we do on this second flying lap? Going for what could be our first Formula 1 career pole position, or certainly top 3. Right. Right now, a little bit down on the delta. So we're not doing too bad, but we're not improving massively either. Alright, up the hill. Bit deep into the corner. But nonetheless, we're about 2/10 up, so it's going to be a small improvement, a little bit out wide, and I think we've just blown the lap. Yes, we have. So we're going to be starting P6. To know it could have been better is always the disappointment. But at least it's not where my teammate is, I guess. I guess that's the one way we've got to look at it, if you know what I mean. It could have been a lot worse. and it could have been maybe where my teammate was. But at the same time, it could have also been a lot better, and it should have been a lot better. I think based on what the Delta was saying, in fact, we gained about 2/10 in the middle, lost then 2/10, then gained 2/10 at the end, then lost them 2/10. So that could have been a 4/10 improvement, which would have probably put us in P3 or P2. So yeah, you know, that would have been better. But nonetheless, we'll get into the race and we'll start from P6. We'll see what we can do from P6 on the grid. We can't be too disappointed with P6 on the grid after that qualifying. And the ultimate goal is to score points every single race, of course, more or less this season, of course. So yeah, you know, obviously it was a very good qualifying in some regards. I would have liked it to have been better, but nonetheless.
Grid than we expected.
So again, another sunny day, another dry day in Shanghai. Then Raikkonen leads away the grid on the formation lap. We get going then also on our formation lap for the third time this season in Season 3. So let's see what will happen then today in Season 3 at the Shanghai International Circuit. Obviously, Shanghai is in the background there, as you can see. City all surrounding the circuits, more or less. And yeah, you know, obviously, you know, it's one of the most, in my opinion, nice, most beautiful circuits on the calendar, in my opinion. Especially at the start of the season. And I don't think this circuit would belong anywhere else, if that makes sense. If you put this circuit at the end of the season, okay, I don't think it would work anymore. Whereas where it's been placed in terms of its month on the in the calendar, it's literally perfect. You know, because it ain't the best circuit in the world, but it does deliver good racing, and that's what you want when you go into a new Formula 1 season. You want racing, and racing that delivers, if that makes sense. You want to see people fighting for every last position. Anyway, so our estimated pit stop will be lap 4. But yeah. So 2 Ferraris on pole. Leclerc in 3rd, and then the 2 Red Bulls are just in front of me. In terms of the championship, this suits Red Bull, of course. However, if Ferrari get what would be their first 1-2 of the season, then that would certainly help Ferrari. And remember, Ferrari, I don't think's won a race this year. As well, I do want to. Maybe they have won one. Maybe Raikkonen, but otherwise they haven't had a successful so far season. So right now, things are not looking great for Ferrari in terms of the championship. Verstappen leading the way as well in the drivers. So will this be comeback day for Ferrari in the championship? 5 red lights, lights out, and away we go. Not making a supreme start, but nonetheless, at least we get away nice and cleanly. Going around the outside, so re-overtaking Sergio Perez on the outside. Perez making contact with me, not leaving me any room. I'm just going to use the one flashback. He just didn't leave me any room, so I couldn't really do much to avoid him. He sort of went into me. Anyway, oh my days! How did we make that work? We're up into 5th somehow. And Ricciardo very bargy, making a little bit of wheel contact between me and Ricciardo, or Ricciardo and I. Right, Leclerc's up next. Hope to get him on the back straight. because I don't think there's much of an overtaking opportunity into the next corner. Now, we actually set the fastest last sector in quali, so we were quick in that last sector. Anyway, here we go then, on Charles Leclerc. This is for 4th position on Charles Leclerc. Can we do it? We're right now alongside side by side, and that's us up into 4th. Right now Verstappen battling hard away with right now what is Vettel. Vettel now battling back towards Verstappen. We've got to be careful because obviously we can also get in here, and we're in, and we've taken both of them at once, and we're now in P2 already after 2 laps. What an overtake that was! They were virtually obviously battling each other. I know you could say they were half asleep as well. Vettel pushes Verstappen to one side. Jeez, and my voice is breaking as well at the same time. Of course, if you know what I mean. It's all going all funny. But yeah, Verstappen got pushed to one side. So Verstappen, in a way, is a very innocent man in all of this. In all fairness to Verstappen, he's sort of been well, he's, you know, had a bit of a issue with Vettel, of course. But yeah, Verstappen obviously losing out nonetheless. I'm not going to hand him back the place because obviously I won that place fair and squarely, almost going for a little bit of a slide. Right, up the hill we go then. Now, obviously we have, in theory, probably the faster engine. And yeah, we do, 100%. Obviously, we all could be also running in different fuel mixtures as well. Have to remember that. So Raikkonen doing the fastest lap.
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
Right, Raikkonen 2.7, so pulling away slightly. Raikkonen is on me right now. Hopefully we'll come back at him though. So Kimi Raikkonen obviously leading the race, of course, from ourselves. And then a little bit further back we've got Max Verstappen, who's on my rear end right now. The Dutchman from the Netherlands obviously looking for a way past. I would have suspected by now.
Let's turn up the ERS deployment and burn some of this energy.
Right now, though, Raikkonen doing what he needs to do to win this race. Still a very, very long race. Race is very much not over yet. So, next lap we are coming into the pits. So right now, I am outscoring one Red Bull, to let you know. Well, actually, both Red Bulls.
In this lap, push now.
Now, in a way, there's a train starting to form behind me of these cars, not because they're faster, but because obviously I'm not able to go any faster realistically right now. Not feeling like there's much much more in these tyres. Alright, yellow flag.
Green flag.
So, is someone out? That's the question. And will this trigger any VSC or safety car? It's Kevin Magnussen. I think he's had just some sort of failure, of course, by the looks of it, especially with the way he's parked up to one side. I wouldn't have suspected there's been a crash. So Magnussen is out of the race. And we're coming into the pits now. And so is also a few others. Hopefully we can get out before the Renault. Come on.
Go now.
Yes, we've got out before Renault. A little bit of a wait, but I can't complain too much. At least we're out. Leclerc's
Pit strategy complete.
also out.
See these tyres through to the end now.
So, do we use the extra fuel or the ERS? How much? I go for fuel. So we're going to burn a little bit of our fuel now for a few laps, just to secure P2. Will we have a shot at P1? If we have a alright outlap, maybe we could get within 2 seconds again. But I doubt we'll be able to close the gap right down. Right, we're gonna see Verstappen is in now to the pits. So is my teammate.
Valtteri is in the pits.
So the big question is, are we gonna come out ahead of Verstappen? How close are we gonna be to also the car in front? We are not ahead of Verstappen, but we can get the undercut, and we've done that successfully. And in fact, we're so close to also the back of Kimi Räikkönen. So because he was on cold tyres,
Increase ERS deployment.
well,
It's time to use
this
some
is
discharge.
very odd scenario, if that makes sense. Because if we can get past or within that DRS, it's worth keeping my engine turned up maybe for 1 or 2 laps.
The car ahead has come in and fitted the soft tyre.
Well, I'm gonna keep that engine turned up just to put a little bit of maybe pressure on Raikkonen, and I may, you know what, if we're gonna win this race, we've got to go for it. Now, I've decided that we really do have to get this, and it's not a if, it's a must. We've probably only got this one opportunity in this race, so we're going for the race win. And this is going to be our ultimate opportunity to get the race win. If we don't get this lap, I think we can wave goodbye. Was that the moment where we could wave goodbye? Not within. We're not within a second. No. Turns the tire wet. Ah! We're so close. In fact, I'm gonna go for one more lap, see if we can get this fella. Because if we can get Raikkonen, we can most likely win. And how sweet would a first Mercedes win be at China, really earning it like this? This would be epic, in my opinion. Really, really earning this race win. Not even, like, personally, that's what I like to do. If I ever win, I like to earn it. Were we close enough? That's the question. No, we weren't. That's the answer. Oh, look how close we're now getting to the back of Kimi Raikkonen. We're literally now on his tail. But nonetheless, doesn't mean we're past. That's the fastest lap of the race. Oh, do we go for it? No. Right, I put it down to deployment 3. Reason why, because I just want to save a little bit of ERS. And I'm within the second now. I needed originally. Right. I want to put into this mode here. And really boost off this corner. Raikkonen's got a better exit, I think, or has he? I don't think he's going to be able to defend this off now. We're going to have to wait and see. We've got the overtake mode. We're having to obviously turn down the auto engine at the same time. We've overshot it, and that is most likely the race win gone. That is most likely the race win gone out of our grasp. We may have one more opportunity into turn 1, but that's it. It's gonna come down to this. Oh, we're on the grass. We've been pushed on the grass by Kimi Raikkonen.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Obviously, we've been going absolutely mad on Raikkonen over the last few laps, as you may know now, but yeah, we're still surprisingly on the back of him. we have one more
Yellow flag.
opportunity. We may just have one more opportunity. If we can get close to Raikkonen this straight, overtake on the next. That seems right. Or fair. Right, going up. Try it now. Right, we're closer than ever then on Kimi Raikkonen, having to use a small bit of lift, but we're going to go down the inside then. We're going to hang on in the inside. Raikkonen pushing me. We're still fighting there. We're still side by side with Kimi Raikkonen. It's the battle for the lead, of course, as you may know. We're also going to try and launch it down the inside. No! We've done it twice now. Twice! And obviously, whilst we're battling with Raikkonen, our rival Verstappen is gaining.
Okay, the gap behind is 2.8 seconds.
Right, this is the closest we've been on the straight. I don't think we're even going to have to really turn up the engine this time, because Kimi Raikkonen has been left in our dust, and this time we're past, and this time we get the job done on Kimi Raikkonen, and that's for the race leader, bear in mind, on lap 11. So obviously Raikkonen only has realistically 3 laps to respond, otherwise we're going to win our first race win for Mercedes at the Shanghai International Circuit of China then, and what a way that would be, I think, to take a race win off a Ferrari, and also to do it at the Chinese circuit, where Lewis Hamilton's won, I think, like twice with the Mercedes here, and so has Nico Rosberg. But also, as well, this was the circuit realistically, you know, back when obviously things were in the V8 era. Mercedes picked up that first race win as well. It's not over yet though, and I can guarantee that. But we did get a good exit off the corner, which is nice. Just makes life a bit harder for Kimi. Right, so Raikkonen's only got 2 more laps now to get the job done. If he's going to do it, of course. He's led majority of the race. I've only led 1 lap of this race, in all fairness, so far. Nonetheless, doesn't take away the result. Doesn't mean the result is any less special. We could be moments away from winning the Grand Prix. Raikkonen's certainly looking hungry, but you're not going to go around there, son. Trying to look.
Okay, some information on Bottas. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
So my teammate has some sort of mechanical issue. Do bear that in mind as well. Hopefully my teammate makes it to the end of the race and makes it also in good fashion to the end, if you know what I mean.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
I want to see what's his issue quickly. Hopefully it's nothing serious. What's wrong? Sounds like gearbox. Could be engine. So this ain't good for my teammate. But anyway, we're on our final lap of the Shanghai Chinese Grand Prix then, and we're moments away from taking a race victory at the Chinese circuit. Only now, what? Less than 3/4 of a lap to go, but Raikkonen certainly gonna not make life easy for us, even though we're that far ahead. We hang Raikkonen out to dry. Kimi Raikkonen, I think that was his last opportunity. Even though he will have certainly another opportunity in a second, but you know, I'm just gonna put my car into the highest modes available for this last defense. Oh no, I fucked it. I'm gonna use a flashback because I'm gonna use it from here, because we don't then gain an unfair advantage. So if that makes sense. On the final lap then, this time we make it, and we've done it fucking again. That's annoying, sorry for my language, but yeah, right. This time, wait till about there. There we go. So, final lap error, but nonetheless, I'm still happy with the way this race has gone. It's been clean throughout. We've actually earned it, I think. We may or not, don't get me wrong, had the quickest car on the day, but I actually made it work. And we win in China for the first time.
Fantastic.
It's our second career victory, and it's the first in a Mercedes. That is a fantastic race win then for us, and that's the second ever time we've done it. I'm quite proud though of that race win. That is like the most honest race win I've ever had. Maybe not in the game, but certainly for certainly in this career mode, if you know what I mean. Because don't get me wrong, Austria was fantastic with Williams, but you know, this is obviously, we've earned it. We didn't just win, we actually earned the victory. So
then,
yeah.
It's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship.
So there you go, that's your top 10 as you can see. So George Russell, Kimi Raikkonen and Max Verstappen completing the top 3. But yeah, you know, nonetheless, let's wait and see.
Consistency, good battles, sensible driving. He can be pleased with that performance today.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. We saw a good form from the championship leaders today.
That never makes sense to me why he said Kimi Raikkonen. Personally, I would give it to my... I'd give it to myself.
What a weekend that has been. Please join us next time.
Yeah, myself. Because I know it may seem a bit biased. Or Bottas. Bottas could be a contender. Lance Stroll. How about Lance Stroll? He did a very good race from 17th to 12th. Otherwise, you know... I think out of us 3 drivers, I, Bottas, and Lance Stroll were the best drivers on track with ease. For instance, I came from 6th and won the race. Okay? My teammate came from 11th and came 8th. And in fact, if it wasn't for a mechanical issue, could have come maybe 6th even. Who knows? Verstappen came from 4th up to 3rd. Vettel lost 2 places. Raikkonen lost a place. Point is, and Lance Stroll came from 17th to 12th. So, yeah, you know, point is, like, us 3 drivers made most gains in the race. Especially Lance Stroll and myself, I think, made the most. But, yeah. Anyway, in terms of constructors now, drivers, we move within 9 points of the championship into 2nd place. However, you know, I think we needed a round like that because, obviously, not because... I think we're bad. I think we just needed a round like that because of next round. I think next round could be difficult. And the next 3 rounds could be a bit bumpy, let's say. Maybe not so much round 5, but certainly round 4 and round 6. Azerbaijan and Monaco. So yeah, we had to get them 2 rounds. That round there today. And that's why I went for it in the end. And you know what? I got that race fair and clean. I overtook on track. Okay. When my tyres were starting to come away, I literally kept up the pressure. So I kept on the pressure, and I kept using the fuel to the best of my ability. So I think how can I put it? I raced for that. I didn't just, you know, earn that. And then obviously I made that fantastic move on Vettel and on Verstappen. In fact, let's have a quick look quickly at that manoeuvre, what I mean. So obviously, as you can see, lots of smoke from Mars. We got lots of wheel spin. The start wasn't the best, I will say that. Okay, we did make a little bit of contact, but that move there, okay, that was, look how far back we are first, okay, from Daniel Ricciardo. I know this was more of a fluke, I will admit that, but just look at that. No contact between us, and yeah, absolutely lovely, great racing between myself and Ricciardo, okay, as you can tell. Then a little bit, Ricciardo does come back, but we successfully defend, luckily. Okay, and then obviously the next move is on Charles Leclerc. Okay, now obviously this move was a bit more simple, bit more to do with the braking under there, you know, but just fantastic braking nonetheless, great racing, no contact. But this was, I think it was here, maybe the move of race, in my opinion. You can just tell, like, we read the situation, if that makes sense. And look, it's not my fault what Vettel did there. This is, for sure, okay, Vettel could have still came towards us, but this is not my fault. That's Vettel's fault, and I won that battle. And from there, obviously, you know, the rest was about trying to do our best, and we did our best. And in fact, we caught Raikkonen on an older set of tyres, in all fairness. So in my opinion, that's the reason why we deserve that race. Anyway, in terms of a championship in the Constructors, we are once again level pegging with Red Bull Racing. We're 25 points ahead of Ferrari. So yeah, that's not bad for us in terms of that. I would have liked to move ahead of Red Bull and maybe a bit more further ahead of Ferrari, but we can't complain. We are second in the championship, jointly first as well. So yeah. And I believe that's actually now a race win for all the 3 teams. Okay, Ferrari, Red Bull and Mercedes. I believe that is a race win for all of us 3 teams, which is quite nice.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. How are you feeling after that win?
Ooh, that is, you know, I'm going to say I'm elated, because I am quite happy, you know.
You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
I'm just going to say that, because it was a very nice car as well.
Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race.
Ooh. Well, yeah, we did, I guess. I'm gonna say I raced hard, because I did race hard, if that makes sense.
You really looked in control of
Yeah.
your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that, if you know what I mean. It's a win-win situation,
Well, that's
either way
everything.
we answer that. So there we go. So that is obviously the media done, of course. And that is our first race win with Mercedes AMG Petronas-Benz, of course, which is obviously a fantastic race win that was, I think, personally. Leave it a like, leave this video a like if you thought that race win was a well and truly class race win. I thought it was, and probably our best race win since the Austrian Grand Prix, if not, you know,
You'll be able to choose
since,
whether or not to
I don't
participate
know,
before the end of this weekend.
it's best
I've
race
been in
win
touch
for a
with some
long
contacts
time.
at Toro Rosso,
Okay,
and they think your
point
attitude
is
and
we
results
deserved
might be a
that.
good fit for
Okay,
their team.
next race
We can talk to them
obviously
as our next contract review if you're
Azerbaijan,
interested.
Baku. So yeah, we'll get
See what kind of offer they
to
can
that
put on the table.
weekend, and yeah, you know, we'll see how things are, of course. But yeah, great race win, of course. As you saw them there, and can't complain with that race win. We'll select the tyres quickly. So we're gonna go ultras. Obviously, this circuit doesn't suit me. I have had a history here. Every single season, every single time I've come here, I don't know what it is about this circuit. I just can't get my thumb around it. Put it that way. But yeah, nonetheless, that is that then for another video. See you all next time for part number 4, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and most likely we'll be squeezing in part number 5 as well, for the Spanish Grand Prix. So come back for that video. Hopefully we'll get a race win maybe in Spain. I'm not gonna say we can't get a race win here. However, I think you know the result already,
your attitude and results might
and I don't want to be negative. We'll see how we go, but look, I can only be realistic, and based on Season 1, Season 2, also based on my experience at this circuit, this is, you might as well disregard this circuit from the championship, if that makes sense, because obviously, I don't know, whether it's an AI thing, whether maybe it's a circuit related thing, who knows, but I don't turn down the AI because I can't race around here, if that makes sense, because that would be a bit stupid, if you know what I mean. I do like to keep the AI on the same level, not because, you know, that's the way I am, it's just because the way I see it is because obviously if you turn down the AI, it's a bit stupid, then you have to turn up the AI at the next circuit back to the right level. But yeah, anyway, we'll look forward to that, okay, and I hope to see you, and hope you all have a good day, and see you all next time.